Sonic the Hedgehog. This blue little guy. He's so cool. A lot of people think so, but I had only recently reached this conclusion. I mean, sure, Sonic's been a staple for ages, but it wasn't until I saw him in a fresh light that I realized just how epic he truly is. Right after I watched the Sonic 3 movie, I was kinda hooked. I went into that theater expecting family-friendly, corporate-greedy, nostalgic garbage, but what I got was something completely different. It felt like a real movie, a genuine movie, with passion and care for every detail. It was raw and heartfelt, a testament to this legacy of the blue blur. And I recall back to when I first played Sonic. I believe it was Sonic Heroes, and I loved watching that opening cutscene and listening to the track that played. I have some history with Sonic. I'm not so brand new that I've never seen or heard the game before. Even though I liked playing the game as a kid, it was just another game to me. A fallback if I got bored of Burnout or Mortal Kombat Armageddon. I had a Sonic shirt that I wore proudly, and I would wake up at 8 AM to watch Sonic X on the Vortex channel. Now, you might think that sounds like I was a fan, and I would respond by saying, totally, I was into it. Even if I didn't understand all the intricacies of the Sonic universe, I still indulged in it. But that phase didn't last forever. I eventually grew out of it, and the last Sonic game I'd play in my youth would be Sonic Unleashed. And while I thought it was pretty cool at the time, I didn't really fully grasp how good it really was. And to round out my history with the franchise, I never actually beat a single Sonic game except one, Sonic Rivals for the PSP. I got it for Christmas when I was about 8 years old, and I beat it in a single night. Instead of going to sleep, I stayed up under the covers, grinding that game and barely coming up for a single breath of fresh air. When the credits finally rolled, I pushed the blankets off me, drenched in sweat, and filled with a mix of happiness and bittersweet pride at my victory. Why is being a new Sonic fan in 2025 so amazing? There's so much content. Seriously, it's like finding a never-ending treasure chest. Game after game after game, and a ton of amazing soundtracks to boot. There are also loads of shows and movies. Every time I look at the list of games, I don't feel overwhelmed. I feel pumped. I ain't a scared little bitch boy. I'm excited. I'm currently working on getting most of the games running on PC, and I can't wait to play them. One look at Sonic X Shadow Generations and I couldn't stop thinking about it. I had to go zoom zoom. The cutscenes, the story, everything looks so good. My boy Mr. the Hedgehog comes on so many different platforms, spanning across a vast assortment of consoles. It's like he's everywhere, showing up and blowing minds. Each console has its own batch of Sonic games, and they add up pretty fast. You want to play Game Boy Advance Sonic? Boom, a whole trilogy. GameCube? Boom, there's like 7 titles, including 2 collections. It's never ending. And yes, I'm aware there are some not so fun Sonic games in the franchise's library. But hey, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Every long-running series has its hits and misses, and honestly, even the missteps adds character to the overall legacy. Okay, so I'm starting to like Sonic, but I mean, does the fast blue hedgehog really mandate an entire video? And what makes him stand out from other games? It's gotta be just a phase, right? Simply put, no. It's not just a 1-month phase. Sonic is quite unique. He's an icon. Not just a character on a screen, but a cultural phenomenon. He embodies a sense of freedom and a can-do attitude with a dash of rebellious flair. He also oozes that swag. He only needs shoes and gloves to stay dripped out as gold. Seriously, if cool were measured in absolute terms, Sonic would be off the charts. Every move he makes is a statement. A blend of effortless style and raw energy. And the speed! This boy is fast. So fast. The gameplay is so fast-paced and requires precise movement at breakneck speeds. It's like watching the world blur into a cascade of colors, with every jump and dash feeling like an adrenaline-fueled dance. This focus on velocity and fluid movement seriously develops those quick reflexes. Whether it's the classic 2D side-scroller or the dynamic 3D adventures, Sonic has an incredible gameplay loop. It's challenging but oh so rewarding. Trying to get an S rank on a hard level, or beating your own record, it's just pure fun. It doesn't have to be anything more than that. It's about the rush, the moment when everything clicks and you feel invincible. And trust me, once you experience that, you'll be hooked on chasing perfection over and over again. What really stands out in these games for me is the fucking visuals. In some levels, things get so crazy, there's so much happening, that you just get completely wrapped up in the moment. The music is on point and every detail feels grand and orchestrated. The level design in many of these stages is downright incredible. From lush, vibrant landscapes to futuristic neon-lit cities, everything bursts with energy. It's like every frame is a mini art show. You can tell a ton of detail went to them, even though you're zooming through each section at blazing speeds most of the time. And the super smooth animations in the gameplay are definitely something to write home about. Watching Sonic and his friends move is like observing a perfectly choreographed dance of speed and style. Every jump, spin, and dash feels deliberate and mesmerizing. It hits just right. And nothing hurts more than interrupting that gameplay when you get hit or fall off the map. So I guess, get good? Okay, so the gameplay and the look of the game are cool and all, but what else is there to offer? The f***ing music, man. Holy moly, we're diving into something meaty here. I can't even begin to put it all into words. I f***ing love the music. There are so many bangers. It feels like an endless amount of them are at my disposal. I don't even have a favorite, that's how good it is. Maybe a favorite game for the music though? I'd say Sonic Unleashed, it's poppin' with the bangers. This shit has me wanting to jump out of my chair or dash to the grocery store, running over the grandmas on my way to the frozen pizza section. I can't describe what it's like to stumble upon Sonic music after everything that's been made. You got Windmill Isle Day? The Free Riders main theme? And countless others. This shit has me ascending. Sonic music is so hard to beat. I love music in all its forms, and honestly, Sonic's tunes take the cake against most video game soundtracks. And maybe one day I'll say Sonic music tops all of them. But moving on to the characters now, I love all of them. Tails, Knuckles, Rouge, Eggman, and my personal favorite, Shadow. Each character has a unique set of traits that makes them so lovable. They're not just sidekicks or villains, they're personalities that you grow attached to over time. And sure, Sonic as a franchise might not boast the absolute best character development or narratives, but it's hard not to hate them. I mean, look at this little guy. Can you even hate him? And before any of you say yes, just know I will find you. Tails, with that wide-eyed innocence and endless enthusiasm, just wins every time. It's impossible not to be charmed by his loyalty or his spirit. Now, let's talk about Dr. Robotnik as the main villain. I actually really like him. He's so over the top. This dude will destroy the whole world just to build his own Eggman land. He's relentless in his fight to have what he wants. Even when he's at his most absurd, you can't help but appreciate the sheer audacity of his plans. He's the ultimate narcissist, and there's a goofy charm about him that I and many others enjoy. It's the peak of that classic cat and mouse dynamic, and although you see it over and over again in shows and games, this particular blend just works so well. Robotnik might even win a few times along the way. Maybe not in the end, but those moments prove he's not to be taken lightly. Every near victory of his only adds to the thrill of Sonic's eventual comeback. I could go on about each character, but that would make for an even longer video than we already have. Instead, I'll end this bit by talking about my absolute favorite character, Shadow. The ultimate life form. Pure, unadulterated badassery. Much like Sonic, Shadow is awesomely designed. The black fur, the red highlights, the cool shoes, they're simple yet packed with personality. His story is, in my opinion, is the best one in the Sonic universe. They did him so much justice in the Sonic 3 movie. He's got this unmistakable style, just like Sonic. He doesn't care what others think, and he does what he wants. The dynamic between Sonic and Shadow is downright perfect, though. Sonic is all about freedom, optimism, zipping through life at full speed, while Shadow brings a darker, brooding energy fueled by a troubled past. Their personalities clash in the best way possible, and together they can kick some serious ass. But how could I talk about being a new Sonic fan without mentioning the amazing fandom? The Sonic community is something else entirely. My gosh, the Sonic fandom brings so much fun and talent. I don't think I've ever seen this kind of love and dedication for a franchise. Maybe like Undertale or Five Nights at Freddy's. The fan games, the comics, the animations, the music remixes, original songs, and art are all astonishing. There are groups out there reviving older games, polishing them up, and fixing a lot of the flaws, making them really good. Some fan games are so polished that they could easily be mistaken for official releases. With that much passion and work poured into them, it fills me to the brim with joy. I can't wait to play them all. Every new project is like a fresh chapter in the Sonic saga, and it's all so welcome. Sure, there's the occasional dud, every fandom has its quirks, but overall, I just can't help but love the Sonic community. The things these people do restore my faith in humanity. It's a vibrant, welcoming world full of passion, humor, and raw creativity that pulls you in and doesn't let go. With that brings the end of today's video, but wait! As a new Sonic fan, I'm also new to most of the games, so I'll be trying to play them soon on my Twitch. I want to give that full raw reaction. I've seen the games, but it's now finally time to play them, and don't worry if you miss it, I'll be uploading all my playthroughs here on YouTube, maybe even live streaming it here. But anyways, thank you so much for watching today's video. Consider subscribing and /or liking if you dig my style. I'm a new channel, so all the help is appreciated. Take care of yourself, and see you in the next one.